Hello. Okay, my name's DJ's Lee, and I'm gonna give you guys some tips. My tip for today is not so much tips as opinions and just giving you some information to help you make choices. Um, so yeah, today is about powered and unpowered speakers. There's a lot of YouTube videos on there. I feel that they're missing a couple of things. I don't think that people are educated enough about amplifiers, or separate amplifiers, not powered speakers. I'm talking about these things. So, first thing, let's talk about powered speakers. The good things about powered speakers is that, yes, you don't have to carry around an amplifier, and that if you don't know anything about amplifiers and speakers, and if you don't want to try and learn anything about amplifiers and speakers, you can very easily go, cool, I've got two speakers. Then you have to plug in a power lead and a signal lead into both speakers, and then voila, you have sound. But the thing that I'm concerned about is that a lot of people are saying they're easier to set up and that they're easier to carry around, when I don't think they are. For a start, the powered speakers have amplifiers and electronics in them. They're a lot heavier. I use sorry, I used powered speakers when I did someone's 40th, and I did it with my friend, and we used his powered speakers. They were 12-inch powered speakers. They sounded wonderful, but they were heavy. Even carrying them out of the car, they were heavy. Picking them up on stands, that was hell. I needed a hard hat to do that. Not literally. I probably should have. But yeah, so carrying them around isn't easier, because unpowered speakers don't have that amplifier and everything in them. It's separate. You have more things to carry around, but they're not as heavy. I can pick this power amp up here. This is for two 8-inch speakers. I can pick this up with one hand. Alright? The other thing is people saying it's easier to set up. Okay, so here's the thing. Cool. Okay, yes, you don't have to worry about plugging in your amplifier, but think about this. With your powered speakers, you have to plug in, you have to run a long power cable all the way out to your speakers, to both your speakers, and then up your speakers and in. You just have to do the same thing as signal lead, out, up, and in. Now, with an amplifier like this, you plug, let's say you're running two speakers, a normal system. If you have questions about bigger systems, I might make a video on it, and might just email you back a question. But with this, you have one power plug there, and speaker plugs. So all you actually have is where you're DJing, you only have to run one little power lead that plugs into where everything else plugs into, unless you have like a really big amplifier, you might want to plug it in separately. And then all you have is two speaker leads, which means that A, there's less things for people to trip over, save your ass, and yeah, it's just easier to plug that in. There's less plugs, in all honesty. And the other thing is that people are saying that if your system dies, sorry, if your amplifier dies when you're using a power amp, that's it, your whole system's gone. Whereas with powered speakers, you have two amplifiers. Okay, yes, that's true, but inside here, there's all the electronics, and once you pass a certain point, it splits into two amplifiers, hence it's a stereo amp. Which means really, the chances of the whole thing dying are a lot less than people think there are. You have more of a chance of one side dying, I think. Don't quote me on that, not dead sure. But logically, to me, you have, yeah, not as much chance of just one side dying. But if you're really worried, hell, get a second power amp. It doesn't necessarily have to be a really expensive one if it's your backup. And yeah, the other thing also is that if you're starting off and you're on a really tight budget, my whole sound system cost me $300 for speakers and amp. I got two 8-inch speakers. This is a 2 times 80 watt amp. So, but yeah, I know it doesn't sound big. It can push a small house party, but you know what? It does work. And yeah, these speakers with an amplifier have a tendency to be cheaper. Just saying. So yeah. Any questions? Give me a shout. and I'll see you next time.